guys, Nash with the Tampa Drain Dudes. We're here in the Land O'Lakes area today. We've got a pretty good install going on today. You can see this area behind me is, well, one house is to a nature preserve, but this whole area back here is built up higher than the foundation of this house. And this beautiful lanai that was an addition, whenever they poured the concrete, they forgot to add any kind of drainage or address the drainage. So every time it rains in a big storm, this area fills with water and it gets close to getting into our house. If we get another hurricane season like we did last year, it's probably going to flood the home. So we're here to take care of that issue today. We're going to be putting in a 5-inch channel drain, NDS channel drain, right alongside the seam right here where the slab meets the foundation of the actual home and the patio right there. So we got the concrete saw. We'll be cutting out 2 parallel lines down the end and adding in that channel drain right there. It's a nice channel drain. Allows for a lot of water flow. But the other issue that we're running into right here is when water does make it out of here, you can see all this nice green grass, and then right here is dead. And there's a lot of growth and algae happening. It's because this downspout right here is just dumping and eroding this area, and they don't have enough slope on the actual grade of the yard to get downhill. So we're going to be putting in a drainage system that will, one, connect the channel drain, but also connect to the downspouts. And our underground system will get proper slope to go down into the road so the water can properly get out of here. Not a terribly hard install today. A little bit of work cutting that concrete. The yard drain is about as simple as it gets for yard drains, which is great. And it is a shorter channel drain and it's a straight line, so that's nice. I'd call it a DIY project if you're okay with a concrete saw and you know how to pour concrete. It's only a tiny amount that you're going to be doing. If you're any bit handy, you can definitely do this. And if you're not handy, you can still probably do this. Don't be afraid of the concrete saw. They're super easy. The hardest part with them is just cutting a perfectly straight line. But if you're going to have concrete poured and then the whole deck resurfaced and painted, it won't matter anyways because you won't end up seeing how crooked your lines are. I'm going to help the guys unpack it. We'll get to it. Alright, so Brandon and Tristan are chopping the sod, hitting it about 6 inches wide, and then they're going to cut out foot slabs of it and just completely pull up that grass and set it aside. You can see they got the tarps ready to go, so once that grass is moved out, they can start trenching out that line. We're just running 4-inch solid corrugated pipe today. Super easy install for that. Solid pipe doesn't have any perforations in it, so we're not trying to absorb water like a traditional French drain. The only way that water is getting into the system is at our connection points, which are going to be our downspouts and our catch basins, and then the 1 channel drain as well. So I'll show you how to go ahead and make all those connections. Whenever you have the downspouts and you're tying them in, you want to use downspout adapters. These just pop into the 4-inch pipe and they slide right over. Whenever you tie in the downspouts into a line, use Ys rather than Ts because they allow for better traffic and water flow. If you have a T, it's going to rush into that side and cause a whirlpool, and your water's not going to flow as well as it should. So little differences like that can have a huge impact on the system. Go ahead and use Ys whenever you connect downspouts going in. Now the purpose of the catch basins is to catch any surface water, for one. Water can get in here and then get into the system. Number 2, they're access points for us. If we ever need to flush the system and snake it out, we can pop off the lids and run our snake down it. And number 3, they have a catch on the bottom. You can see that about 1 inch on the bottom is for catching debris. So we like to put these after every downspout within the first 10, 15 feet. So any roof granules or anything heavy that gets into that line will get into these catch basins rather than clogging up the pipe. And we can just reach in there and clean them out with a annual maintenance. While they're doing that, we're in here. We're going ahead and laying out where we're going to put our channel drain. We're just choosing to do it right here below this, completely symmetrical. That way, if we need to in the future for some reason connect that downspout, that will help give push into this channel drain. I don't think we'll need to do that, but it's there if we need it, and it's just a cleaner look. Whenever we run these larger concrete saws, we can't get right up against here because that saw is so bulky. But these columns are also not perfectly inside that slab line, and neither is that house on the outside of the stucco. So we're opting to just go straight line here. We're just measuring a certain width off of that slab line, making sure that it's square and straight. And then what we're gonna do is tape it. You can use any kind of tape. We're just gonna roll down it and make our lines, remove these, and then we'll turn on that saw and start cutting it. All right, you can see pretty much what it's looking like. Brandon's got the solder moved here and he's starting to trench that line. There's got the water on for that saw. It's not crazy dusting, doesn't get too heated up in here. All right, Joe got this channel drain cut, at least the slits on each side, and the guys have trenched out a good portion of this drain line. You can see water is still sitting right here because we've got it dammed up right here. We do that way it's easier to continue digging down the line. When we break this dam, it'll let us know if we have proper slope too. So that's a good way to test your slope. Put some water in it, but try to wait until after you've already trenched everything and you think it's good, or build a dam like that and then let it run. Then we're gonna come through with our pow, and go ahead and break this part in a couple pieces. Alrighty, went ahead, took lunch. Guys got this mostly backfilled. Brandon's finishing up here this last 10-15 feet or so. And we finally got through this. This was the craziest, most dense concrete I've ever seen in my life. Was a real pain to hack through there. But we got it. So this line is clear now. And we can go ahead, clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to lay down a gravel base and compact it. Then we'll put in our channel drains and cement around them. There's a couple ways you can cement channel drains. You can use stringers, which basically is like a bridge, and it's wood and wire across the channel drains, and you suspend it and have it hanging there, and then you can pour concrete in and it'll completely surround it. Sometimes we do that way. Other times we'll just put in a gravel base, compact it real solid, put a thin layer of concrete on the bottom, and once we get it in place, we'll cement the sides. So we cut it a little bit wider than what the channel drain is, and then we'll fill in all the sides, which is what we're doing today. So go ahead and get this area a little cleaned up, and we'll be good to go.
6.5 hours later.
Alrighty, concrete is laid. Channel drain set in, and we just connected it directly into that drain line that's going down and out. This is why we tape it. You can see how messy it gets back here. So once this dries out, we'll get the pressure washer out in the broom, clean this all up, pull off that tape, and we'll be pretty much good to go. And we'll do a walkthrough in a little bit.
The next day.
Alrighty, got this area all cleaned up. The channel drain is installed and that concrete has settled perfectly. I'm just testing it right now, flowing, and make sure we got good water flow. And you can see by that turbulence, those ripples right there, and that water running down and into our system, that it's flowing perfectly down and out to the end. Great thing about these 5-inch channel drains like this is you can, one, remove the lids, these caps right here. So if you've got dogs or any kind of debris where you're putting these, if it gets inside this thing, you can just unscrew those with a screwdriver real quick and clean them out by hand, or just flush it with a garden hose super easily. These larger channel drains have awesome water flow, so they're good for bigger storms, or if you have a larger patio area, highly recommend. And we'll go down to the pop-up and see if that water's flowing out and do a closeout real quick. All right, and this pop-up right here at the street is where this drain ends up. All that is just a 90 with a little pop-up lid. Lets water flow out whenever water is flowing. At the bottom is a weep hole, so if it's not raining and that water stops and is sitting in that pipe, it'll still percolate into the soil. That just prevents any critters or squirrels from getting into that system while still allowing water flow and decent sized debris to come out. So that sums up this job. Thank you guys for watching. If you're in the Tampa area or surrounding areas, which I guess is what area means, give us a call, 813-665-1818. Check us out, tampadraindudes.com. Joe, you got anything? Remember that website?
fill out a quote request form, get yourself a quote. Yeah, have a great day.
Oh yeah, like and subscribe. Do that.
That too.
But if you didn't do that already, you suck.
Yeah.
Probably a good person. But you still suck if you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys in the next one.
Adios.